What up, everyone?
What up, everybody?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yeah. I'm
Chilling.
good. You know, I'm just out here.
I'm still reliving the Evil Dead 2 experience that we had over the weekend.
It's a fun experience. I can't believe I actually hadn't seen that film.
It was an education for Biz because he'd not seen the Evil Dead 2.
I know, me, right?
And which is huge. And it's funny for once that a film that I deeply, deeply love, which is considered a horror film, you hadn't seen.
Yeah. I mean, it's a strange one because I'd seen both films either side of it. So I'd seen number 1, and I'd seen Army of Darkness, which is number 3. I don't know how I escaped number 2.
Do you liked it though, right?
I did like it. Yeah, I did like it. I mean, it's very, very very ham and cheese on toast, but it knows what it is, and it just does it in that kind of realm. I like it, man.
Yeah, and I haven't seen the TV show, so Ash vs. the Evil Dead, by the way, if you're interested.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen it, it's a horror film. It's really, really bizarre. It's super overacted, and it's like claymation and practical effects.
Yeah,
where they can
the
very
old
Jason
effects.
and the Argonauts kind of style. I loved it. I thought it was great. So there's a little side note for you. Otherwise, doing well.
Doing well, man. I did dive into Hunt Showdown a little bit.
You did?
I did indeed.
And?
Yeah. I really like it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
really like it. I mean, I did the initial trial.
Okay.
Where where I had to hunt the clues to meet the
to find out where the monster is.
To find out where the monster is. And what was the name of that boss again? Actually,
the Butcher.
The Butcher. Yeah. I mean, granted, he only had a
fraction of a life.
A fraction of it was like 25% or something like that. But I enjoyed kind of traversing the environment because obviously what we had spoken about before is that it's heavily sound based, it's all about the sound design. So I took great pleasure in just finding out just what could make noise,
everything. The crows freaked me out, the dogs, the chickens, the chains, everything. Oh man, I didn't get to play it. I got my first win, official win.
Did you?
Yeah, it was funny because Hunt is infamous for lobby jumping, queue jumping, where people they look at you and go, "Nah, you're too noob, I'm out. Nah, you're too noob, I'm out." And me and this other guy, he turned in and he was rank 1, level 1, Hunt at level 1.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, come on, why not? I've got nothing to lose."
Yeah.
And we won.
Nice, nice. Oh, congratulations!
So my levels just went. It was sick. I love that game. We have to get a game in. We'll have to get.
We will do definitely. I'm gonna traipse it alone a little bit more just to get the real feel of it.
Yeah. For
sure.
You do start getting this once it clicks, and I'm not saying it's entirely clicked with me, but you do get a vibe of okay, I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
I know where to go. I know what to do. I know what direction to go in.
I've become an instant fan of the bear traps.
Yeah,
I've had people walk into them things, and I'm just sitting there
just the lamps. The lamps are the best ones when you throw the lamps and set people on fire.
No, I've not tried that.
That's really good.
I've not, because I was afraid that I'd make noise, too much noise, and then I'd just have people on me.
Oh yeah, they're the best. They're the lamps. No, sorry, digressing for a moment.
Yeah,
the lamps are the best way to kill the bosses, unless it's the Butcher who's immune to fire. I think that's right. But yeah, these are little things you learn along the way.
Okay.
Dude, that game is sick.
It's very, very
days.
Cool.
What have I been playing this week? I've been playing Final Fantasy 14.
How is it?
Trying to overcome my anxiety of playing with people online.
Oh man,
I'm too sensitive, man.
Oh, dude.
I was talking to
big soft bear.
I was talking to DJ about this, and I was like, "Do you guys get anxiety playing online?" And people go, "Oh yeah," and then you get a little flutter about playing online, and people flaming you for doing something wrong. But at the end of the day, it is a game, and I don't know why I have this weird fear of. I do my homework before I play any game.
Of course, yeah.
So that especially online games, so that when I walk in, I'm not going to be the reason people grill me.
Yeah.
So I put loads of homework into the dungeons, and because I'm a tank, and this is what I do, and it's important that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then when someone says something about me, I'm like, "Yo, man, just leave me alone." So
I've done my homework. I was good though.
I find I don't know where it comes from. It's a really bizarre experience to play. Where people can communicate and give you shit. And if anyone listens, this is a really interesting thing. If any of you felt like you can't play multiplayer games because you're worried people are gonna flame you, or troll you, throw abuse at you, and like we all go through it. We talked about this in a previous episode about toxicity in games. It is normal. Like I found that no one really talks about this idea. I mean, some people are so calm with just like we're talking about a buddy of mine who loves winding up trolls.
Really?
You know it is. You're talking about Jack, and he's
just,
loves winding up trolls, loves getting in amongst it.
Yeah.
And I wish I had his confidence with that. Whereas, because I'm like, okay, guys, especially if it's team based, and it's not my mates and it's strangers, you just like, I just don't want to see that chat feed like light up, going, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you fucking like, and then lobby jump. I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. I don't know what it is. It's a weird anxiety. So that was one place. Final Fantasy 14. I'm trying to catch up. I'm really late to the party. I am. For those of you who don't know what Final Fantasy 14 is, it's a MMO a la Warcrafty. Yes, I'm playing an MMO, and it's on its fourth expansion. Heavensward. Third.
It's been going a bit now.
Third. Yeah. So I'm on Heavensward. So I'm late. So I'm trying to get through, but I'm trying to do it the proper way. So I'm like not skipping the original, which was just boring. And then and Realm Reborn, and then we'll go through. So that's an interesting experience. I'm not huge on MMOs.
You're not.
No, I wasn't a big Warcraft guy or a Guild Wars guy. I tried them. But I just couldn't get behind it. And then I
really loved Warcraft 3.
Warcraft 3 was a RTS. That was a strategy game.
It was a strategy game, to be
Whereas fair. This is like a different thing. This is like queuing for dungeon stuff where guys have clocked like 1,500 hours in the game and stuff. And they're like expecting you to know
everything.
And that's the thing. And we're back to that thing of like, you can't be bad before you're good. And what's interesting is, obviously I've been playing a lot of Apex. Is we were playing, a friend of mine had his friend that came in, really nice guy who'd never played before.
All right.
And I was like, but I'm pretty new as well. And my mate was like, no, you're not. Like,
you really are not now. Not
and
at all.
That's weird. You don't know when you've got to that point where you're like, no, I'm pretty decent.
Yeah.
I can do this game now. And recently I felt like since playing Hunt, my playstyle's changed and I've really kind of gone through.
Do you get a little bit of stage fright before playing Apex now? Or
no, not at all.
Not at all. You've gone through that.
Not at all, but I don't have to talk to anyone because the ping system in Apex is so good. But I don't get stage fright anymore. And most of the time, someone that I know is online. But with Apex, no. But I still don't use voice chat.
Okay.
I won't talk to anyone. The ping system in that game is excellent anyway. But I wouldn't use voice chat.
Okay.
I have no interest. I mean,
fair play.
PC games where you have like chat. It's funny how that little box in the corner. I'm just terrified that someone's gonna like say shit.
Just hurt you in it.
Just death by 1,000 cuts. I was playing a game of Hunt on PC, and I was following this guy around, and I was just like, I will just follow your lead. And the guy's like, yeah, calm. And we got into a fight, and I did my job, and we killed some people, and it was good. And he went, good job. And I was like, all right, that's it. Don't talk to me no more. Like,
wow.
I was like, yeah, cool.
Jesus, that's like wow.
It's bizarre when someone's really nice. You're like sick. I remember playing the first time I played 14, and I was like, hey guys, I'm new. I'll do my best. And being the tank, you're the center of it. So it's like, it's your job to take the hits so everyone else can do the job. And this guy was like, don't worry about it. Just make sure he's not facing us and we're all good. Calm. Finished the game. They all gave me their recommendations, and I was like, commendations. And I was like, oh,
that's really nice.
So you have like really nice communities, and it makes you feel so good. And
nice little bit of teamwork and sportsmanship at the end. That's what you want.
Yeah, man. But then you see what people say on like League of Legends and Dota and like Valorant and stuff, and you're like, these people are raised by, where are your parents?
Yeah, man.
Like, who taught you that word? Anyway, so I've been playing that. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14, trying to not fall that back into that hole. That's crack. And then I've been playing the Division 2 that I bought for a $5 the other day.
How is that going? How's that going?
So for those of you who don't know, the Division is a third-person shooter, looter shooter. The Division 2 set in Washington DC, and it is a remaking. So they've basically taken the center of Washington DC, and it's like a open world shooter. So you run around the streets, and it's a post-apocalyptic kind of vibe because it's about a virus that's got out and killed everyone. There's no zombies; it just killed everyone, and then obviously the government's fallen apart, and it's all about these factions.
Where does that sound familiar? Anyway,
so yeah, exactly. So I've been playing it, and it is beautiful. It is a beautiful game. The shooting is really satisfying. The loot is really good. The vibe is really nice. But you know that I played the Division 1, which was set in New York City.
Yes.
And that game was horrible.
And it should have been so great, that game. I mean, even I was tempted to get my hands on it. It should have been really, really
It should have been great.
But somehow it
was dreadful.
Yeah, I don't know.
But there was just nothing in it, and everyone was a bullet sponge, and it was just shit. And now they've really tweaked it. It's been out for a while, and they've got an expansion that takes you back to New York. So they're obviously like, we want to use New York again.
Right.
But I've really, really enjoyed it. And just, dude, I'll show you at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, what an amazing... And it's Ubisoft, which is really funny, because Ubisoft games are kind of... They have a look.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas this game looks beautiful.
Okay.
Whereas I can't help but feel like Legion, which is the London one, which breaks my heart, because I was kind of hoping Division 3 would be set in London, if they ever did one.
Yeah.
But London, just it still looks a bit off.
Not quite. Not
yeah.
Quite there yet.
So I don't know what they're doing wrong there. But yeah, Legion just came out, and now obviously, as a side note to that, Assassin's Creed Valhalla dropped.
Yes, and that's apparently been getting very, very good reviews. I've been hearing.
Yeah, have you watched Skill Ups?
I've not watched Skill Ups yet.
Brutal.
Oh, really?
And that for me,
does he pick it?
Yeah, he kicks it whilst it's down. Like, he kicks it. And the fact is, I've looked at every review I can find of this new Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a third-person kind of stealth.
It's very
action
stealth,
adventure
open world
game, yeah. And then basically it's set in different timelines. So you have one that's set during Victorian London. Then you've got one that's set in like Pirates of the Caribbean era, like 1800s. Then you've got one that's set during Egypt and the pharaohs.
Yep.
And then the last one was Odyssey, which was Greek mythology.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
so that it's set during Centurions and the old days, old BC, like BC kind of. Yeah,
that did look really nice,
and it looked great. But was that game?
Yeah,
in my opinion, it was dead boring.
Yeah, you reached a point with it early, didn't you? You were just like, this is just rinse and repeat. Like,
it starts really strong, and you're like, this is really cool, and then you hit a level, and it's like, oh well, if you want to do this mission and find out what happens next, you need to be 5 or 6 levels up, and it's like an hour a pop to level up. And if you don't want to do that, how about you pay me £5 and I'll jump you 5 levels? Pay me a 10, I'll jump you 10 levels. And that's when I went, I'm out.
The thing is though, right? If you felt that it was a bit more rewarding of an experience of a game, would you have minded the grind?
No, not at all. I have no issues grinding in a game. Like, I have no issues grinding.
Yeah.
Like back in the old days when it was Final Fantasy 7, for example, if I wasn't strong enough to beat that boss, I would run around in a circle on the world map, getting random encounters, bored out of my brain, trying to level up to be strong enough. Yeah, and I was like, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this. And I would do it. And I didn't have problems with that. Games that make you want to do basically monotonous tasks. Spider-Man PS4 is a good example of like, I wanted to get all the backpacks, I wanted to get all the things, I wanted to do those things. You don't need to,
but it got to a point for me, like, I just felt that if I didn't do these things, I'm missing out.
And that got repetitive.
And then I'm going to hear from other people that have done it, and then I'm going to be like, oh, this grabs my skin a little bit. Like, so I felt more than compelled to actually
want to do it.
Yeah, to do those things, to get all the backpacks first before I moved to the next part of the game. Like,
you're worried that the story. I have a bad thing when the credits roll. I don't want to play the game anymore.
Yeah.
So I have to do this thing where I'm like, I need to get it all done before the credits roll.
Yeah. Try and
Witcher 3 is a good example of somewhere where I'm like, I'm going to level up.
Yeah.
Get to the point of getting all the potions and the oils and
all the question marks,
and then I hit the boss.
Yeah.
Whereas Odyssey, it just didn't have anything. It had things to do, but you're like, but then I have to go over there and I have to run here and I got to do that. And it didn't feel like the game had gone, you need to be stronger. It went, we need to pad this out. And Skill Up did a good example where he said, the first 10 hours are really good. The last of Odyssey. And the last 15 hours are really, really good. But the chunk in the middle, the 40 hours in the middle, is just grind. And he's like, it wasn't. And I agreed with him. So I was fascinated to see when he played Valhalla, because I was like, I'm not playing another Assassin's Creed unless a really big change comes.
Oh, wow. Is that you then? Yeah.
I'm done. Like I said, and that was it. Like Odyssey was, for me, was like, I am done. like Ubisoft, I am done. I can't play your games after the Phoenix Rising stuff and this stuff.
Phoenix Rising.
I was like, let me see. So Skill Up turns around, and let me get the quote. I'm going to paraphrase from Skill Up about Assassin's Creed Valhalla was, he put 67 hours into it.
67
hours. He's like, it could have been a really concise 40. It was boring, and he goes, I wish I could go back in time and not play this game.
Oh man!
So I could get the time back. That's what he says in basically he says that in his review, and he's like,
that flies in the face of a couple of reviews that I've seen that are like, oh, this game is amazing.
Exactly. So I watched that first, and then I went to the other, and then I was like 8 out of 10. I mean, IGNs will put 8 out of 10 on anything, but like, you know, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It's the best one they've ever made. Like, nothing is better than Black Flag.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
Black Flag, in my opinion, is by far the peak of any Assassin's Creed that they've ever made.
Yeah, that was their bell curve.
That was it. And then after that, there's Struggle City.
Oh, shit.
They've just struggled. And like, you know, you look at Immortal Phoenix Rising, you're like, okay, all I see is Breath of the Wild. You look at Valhalla, and you're like, I'm seeing The Witcher. But okay, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
You were hearing The Witcher as well, weren't you? Like with the music and stuff.
Oh, Odyssey, yeah. When you level up, and it was like, it's exactly the same thing.
Like, come on.
Like, wow, you're not even trying. And I keep going back to them, and I was like, well, there was a sale on, and Division 2 was £7.
Yeah. And
I was like, all right. And I played it, and I was like, this is good.
Okay.
This should be what they're going for.
Why was it good though?
I'm about 10 hours in, so ask me again next week.
Oh, I know.
But like,
I hate this game. Why did I pay for it?
Yeah, it's just that the detail and the mapping and the way the world looks and how detailed it is, and the city looks amazing, and it feels alive, and the gunfights are really cool, and the voice acting is really great, and you want to run around and see everything.
Yeah.
That's what makes it great.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one was just like, oh god. And what I really like as well is that you can pop a flare, and then another player can come and help you.
All right.
If you're in a really bad situation, you pop a flare, and either like NPCs will come and help you, but you'll get a ping in your headset that will go, another agent's in need, and you can like go and.
Okay, that's cool.
And just stuff like that, and like I don't have any anxiety about shooter multiplayer, because you're like, I'm good at this stuff, like I'll bail you out, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean you've been in the trenches.
I've
now.
done it.
You've come out now, and you're like, all right, I'm ready. I can
do this by myself, but I'll help you anyway. But yeah, like that's really cool. But yeah, but anyway, Valhalla has been in my opinion, it does it. I'm done unless they make some really big changes. I'm not buying Valhalla, and I'm not playing it. I'll probably get it. Even ACG turned around and said get it in sale.
Oh wow!
And I think he said get it in sale. Am I thinking of a different game?
Jeez, I mean,
I might be thinking of a different game. Don't quote me on that. But like, for me, it's going to be like, I'll buy it for $5.
The thing is, I feel like I've committed a sin here, because I've never ever played an Assassin's Creed, which I'm sure I've mentioned in the podcast before, and I'm waiting for that Assassin's Creed game that says to me, all right, you need to play this one. Now, I know people have said to me before, as you've just said, Black Flag. Like I said, and I'll always say this, in my opinion, the only Assassin's Creed you should play is Black Flag. Other than that, the others are fine. Syndicate is fine, the one in London, and I've wanted to kind of revisit it, but again, it just didn't feel like anything. The first one, I have the original on Xbox 360, and that was good, but like I said, it's the original now. They've come a long way. Assassin's Creed 2 was Ezio Salvatore, which was like huge. 3 was the American Civil War, the War of Independence. War of Independence. And then it just kind of goes from there, but I think they're all decent in their own way, but Black Flag for me was the one where I was like, this is the game. And I've tried, even when they took a year out and they came back and they were like, look, Odyssey's got like massive RPG elements now, and because was that when they fully turned into open world with
Black Flag was open world.
Was Black okay?
But it was when they started doing like, you can equip this gear and your stats, and when you hit someone, the numbers appeared, and it became a lot more RPG, a lot more like Witcher style.
So they were obviously trying to tap into that market a little bit harder now.
I mean, look, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it, and I wish you well and hope you have a great time with it. But for me, I think Ubisoft are gonna. They've got me with The Division 2, even though they broke my heart with The Division.
That upset a lot of people, that first one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying the first 10 hours I've played. I've had a really good time with it.
What's the goal? Like, what in this Division 2? Like, what are you? What's your purpose in it?
What, as in the story?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only thing that's come up so far is that you're in a fight somewhere else, and the division goes dark, and you have to go to Washington D.C. to the White House. And find out what's wrong, and then they're like, oh, all this shit's going on in the Washington and you need to help us. So it's all about like re-establishing order in Washington.
Okay.
And like there's this group called the Hyenas who are trying to like take over, and there's the True Boy. There's like different factions.
Seen.
And they're all warring in Washington, and I think you're the division, so you're just another faction within that.
Seen. All right.
And they sell the division that are like the sheriffs.
Yeah.
We're the ones that are trying to restore order, and we're the good guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's I like it. I think it's good. I think it's worth a look. And for £7,
I mean, you can't really argue with that. I mean, that's the why the hell not?
Why not? And that's it's a shame because I think after the Division I was like, I'm done. I'm not playing. I'm saying it now with Assassin's Creed. But I think I'm gonna skip Valhalla. I think they need to take a couple years out.
You reckon?
I think they should stop making Assassin's Creed games for at least a couple more years and really think about what they're going to do next.
Maybe just come with another completely brand new something outside of Assassin's Creed. Obviously, you've got the Division and stuff, but yeah, step away.
Just step away.
Well,
they've got.
Creed.
They basically own all of Tom Clancy's work, and they make a killing with I think it's Rainbow Six Siege. And
when was the last time a Splinter Cell came out?
Oh man, Splinter Cell. Well, they do all the hard points and break points, and and they've all been car crashes.
Oh man.
Yeah, they've all had bad times with it. I haven't seen a Splinter Cell in ages.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesus, because I remember back in the day when it was what was not Splinter Cell, it was Siphon Filter.
I've got so much love for that.
Not to say they're related, by the way. Splinter Cell always reminds me of Siphon Filter.
Yeah, but Siphon Filter was awesome.
That was a great game.
Like it was such a perfect kind of. Was that after Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So for me, that was such a perfect right. What can I play after Metal Gear Solid?
So I mean,
what's the Siphon Filter said? Let me play that.
Splinter Cell is basically like if you need a stealth shooter. Metal Gear fix.
Yeah.
Splinter Cell was the one. Sam Fisher, man.
Yeah.
He's a gangster, and you'd be able to do the splits on the ceiling, and people walk under you. That was great. That was a great game. I would definitely play another Splinter Cell.
Yeah, I think if they revived that, I would definitely dive in because I feel bad that I didn't really get a chance to play it.
What was the last one? Do you know? We're digressing horribly here.
That's fine.
Splinter Cell.
Don't remember entirely.
The last one came out last year. I think there was one that came out where it was just like he basically turned into the Punisher.
Oh wow.
Look at this. When was that? July 30th, 2020. Splinter Cell anime series set at Netflix. There's a bit of news for you.
Wow. Okay.
What was
good on them?
What was the last Splinter Cell game?
I mean, Netflix are really just cleaning house with these.
Was it Conviction?
With these animes now,
Splinter Cell list. We're looking this up.
Yeah.
The last Splinter
doing a little bit of research
was 2013 Aftermath.
Okay, so not a million years ago. I don't remember it getting a whole bunch of fanfare or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because I think the first Splinter Cell was so whoa, what is this?
It's so different.
And because it was a blatant
Blacklist.
rival to Metal Gear Solid as well, people were just like, oh man, Splinter Cell, no, forget Metal Gear Solid, Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell, yeah.
Sam Fisher fam, Snake who?
Yeah,
you know
true.
I mean? It really, really was that. I was just obviously Team Snake, man. All the way.
Obviously.
Team Snake. But yeah, people did love Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell's great. So just in case you didn't know, we didn't have a huge amount of news for you this week.
Yeah, no, I mean it's it's been pretty quiet on the news front. I mean, everything that I've looked up with regard to Breath of the Wild 2, for example, which is I think is supposed to be somewhere in 2021, they said.
Yeah.
But it always comes with that caveat of
COVID, innit?
Pandemic, innit?
Pandemic, innit? That's right. Sorry, I mean? Yeah.
I think we should title this episode Pandemic,
innit? Well, I think that's the thing. We are getting to a place now where, look, everyone's talking about the same thing. So we're getting to a point now where the PlayStation 5 is here. The Xbox Series X, horrible name, is here.
Yeah.
And they've gotten to a point where people are just reviewing the life out of it and trying to find issues. I know the PlayStation 5, people have been saying there's some SSD issues, the hard drive issues. We've heard that there are idiots blowing vape smoke.
Oh, come on.
Through their machines and then saying it's on fire.
And then what was it? Xbox actually had to put out a statement saying,
we can't believe we're saying this, but please don't put water vapor, don't blow vape smoke through your machines. Your expensive brand new Xbox. People, man.
People are crazy. Just if you're going to do that, just eat some Tide Pods. Actually,
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
We don't endorse that message.
I completely take that back. But you know what I mean? Don't spend X amount of hundreds on a machine and then blow vape smoke through it. Why would you do that?
No,
And then what are you going to do? You're going to go back to Xbox and complain, oh, my machine's
water
broken.
Vapor through
got water vapor in it. Well,
that's water damage. Yeah, it's not. Why did you do that? There was one guy that posted that he tripped over the power cord of his PlayStation 5 and ripped out. It fell, the side split off, and then it chewed up the HDMI.
Oh God!
I'm like, oh God, all right, well that hurt me. I'm like, I can't even get one right now. And I was like, dude,
what is happening?
But yeah, the other stuff is EA is still doing EA stuff where their loot boxes, they're getting in lawsuit.
Oh yeah, what was the latest one with them?
Game changing. Basically, the AI changes the game to make it either harder or easier for you, so that players don't find it boring. I thought you were going
to say harder or idiot.
Where
that
people,
would still work.
It would still work. Where people are going, oh, it's too easy, I'm bored, or this is too hard. So the game kind of tweaks.
Yeah.
And it's come to light allegedly that they're using this mechanic or this technology, so people are spending money on packs in the hope that they'll get good players, which will make them better at the game. But then the game goes, okay, cool, you're better at this game.
Yeah,
we'll crank up the difficulty, which kind of null and voids the whole thing of them spending money.
Yeah.
And now they're in a lawsuit in California for it. I mean, it's shameless, but it's not surprising.
Call it what it is. It's robbery.
Yeah,
it's robbery, because then how are you gonna market something as something that's supposed to boost your play stats to make you better in the game, but then you're gonna go and shift the goalposts anyway. It's just I'm just gonna take a $5 out of your wallet. Don't watch that.
So that's kind of the only bit of news that I've come up. Miles Morales is now here.
Miles Morales is here. Yeah,
I kind of want to play that on the PS5.
You want to play it on the PS5?
I might just get it on the PS4.
Yeah.
But I want to see it on the PS5.
No, I don't feel that. I mean,
I won't be getting a PS5 till next year. I'm not gonna be able to get my.
I'm waiting for that second gen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for that second gen.
The first gen's always knackered.
It's always knackered, and it's the time where they, whoever's buying the first gen wave, they're the guinea pigs.
Yeah,
they're the guinea pigs, and that's what it is. So, yeah, I'm very much gonna wait for that new slimline. Next gen, it's gonna be slimline.
It is.
It's gonna be a sexy slimline. Probably a smaller Eye of Mordor shape. I don't know. I'll still buy it.
They're not gonna tell anyone. But they wouldn't tell anyone they're making a slimline though, because they'd be like, "Well, no, we're not doing it. So you better buy the one you got now."
Yeah.
And then give it 18 months, which I'm not waiting 18 months by the way. But if they go give it a couple of times, they'll release a slim.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've spoken to one person who's playing Miles Morales at the moment. Shout out to We Read Comics too.
Yo.
Yeah, he said it feels really good.
I'm sure it does.
It feels a lot like the first game, but better. And then obviously there's tune-ups to the fight style and stuff. I mean, it's Miles Morales. It's not Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's different fight styles and just cool little things you can do. It sounds really good. But then what he did say was that his brother said that essentially it's like 5-hour game.
Yeah, that's what. But we knew that. We knew it was always.
But we knew
that.
Game, yeah.
It's like a game and a half. It was like the Uncharted Lost Legacy stuff. It was
yeah.
It's its own game, but it's like 5 or 6 hours long.
Yeah.
As opposed to what Uncharted would be, which is like a full length.
But even Lost Legacy, that came out like under normal price, right? It wasn't the regular...
It was cheaper. Yeah, it was like 25 quid.
Yeah, it wasn't the regular retail price of like $49.99 or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel as though they should have done that with Miles Morales, I think.
Did they not? Is it full price?
It's $49.99.
Right.
$49.99.
I thought they were doing it as wow, that's cheeky.
Yeah, so that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I want to play you, but
not that badly.
Like I can wait in it.
Demon Souls is the only other thing I want to try because that just looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But give me a couple. Godfall came out.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's another game which is a looter action, like Devil May Cry style game.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't done very well, but it just didn't look good. None of their marketing was any good.
Yeah,
weird choices and just not
a lot in it.
And obviously we're going into a position now where we are weeks away again from Cyberpunk.
Oh jeez, man. I mean, all right. Do you want to tell him or should I?
We're going down this road. This is gonna be like two old men grumbling.
Yeah.
From what's it called? From the Muppets. But like, just
we like a good moan.
Look, you got my money.
Yeah.
Dear CDPR, listen to me.
Yeah.
You got my money. All right, I've sent you my money, and I'm looking forward to the game. I have no pressure. I have no ill will. I don't mind that it's been delayed twice by over 7 months. I don't have a problem with that. But enough. Just enough with the drop-in stuff and telling us about the game. You're getting to the point where like, oh God, just release it. And we're done. They just released a game, a music. So those who don't know,
I was gonna say, why do we feel like that? Now,
we feel like this because Run the Jewels, who I love, have released a music video.
Yes.
Called No Save Point, which is a promo for Cyberpunk.
Out of the another one on the pile of the 10 billion promos that we've had for this game now.
We've got another one, and it's just like. Cool, and don't get me wrong, the beat is hard, and the video looks great.
It does look super slick, to be fair,
and that's cool. But at this point, we're all sitting there like, okay, great, but enough.
Could we just have the game now?
Like I said, we know when the release date is, but just don't tell us anything else. Don't give us anything else. It's just, I don't know. I just think having like these constant updates and this changes and hey, look at this video and look at that video and get to the point where I'm fatigued and I haven't even got the game yet.
And it's not going to be like you say, still going to buy it, still going to play it. But when I load it up and I initially switch it on and all the rest of it, there is that feeling of I've seen so much of this now already. I hope. Okay, let me rephrase it. It will be good.
It will be good. Yeah,
it will be good without a shadow of a doubt. But now they've created this thing in the back of my mind where it's like, okay, all right. So where's that thing that I'm looking for? Like, what's it gonna be? What's gonna wow me?
Yeah.
What's gonna wow me?
Because I don't. I want to go into it a bit blind. And there's like, people going, oh, huge leaks and this and leak that and leak this, and it's like, why would you want to know?
Yeah.
Like, why would you then go into the game going, well, I don't really need to play this because I kind of already know what happens and I know what to expect.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I'd rather walk in there and go, wow, this is dope, and then be able to come on here and talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I just, this music video, like I said, check it out. It's called Run the Jewels.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if nothing else, it is a very, sorry to cut you off. If nothing else, it is a very, very nice looking music video, and the beat is great, and the lyrics are great. It's a really well put together video. It is. But just please, CD Projekt Red, from the bottom of my heart,
no more now.
No more. No more now.
We're happy to wait.
Yeah,
we're happy to wait. We don't need anything else.
Just leave us with the anticipation. Leave us salivating just a little bit.
Just crack on with your work.
Yeah,
don't even worry about it anymore. Yeah, just crack on with your work. Like, don't worry about us. We're fine. We'll sit in the corner. We don't mind.
Yeah, it's cool.
We don't need stuff. Like, just we got water and there's some biscuits over there. Just crack on. Like, we don't need you to worry about us. Like, you've got our money. We'll just release the game on the 10th.
I've got faith in them. Yeah, I mean, I feel as though that there's going to be a few surprises in the game that we're just going to be like, oh my days.
Yeah.
And I do want it to be that thing of So, you know, obviously we played The Witcher, but no two person ever plays The Witcher the same because of the choices that you make in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I want there to be that conversation. You know what? When we do this, like when we actually play the game, we finished it, and we come back on here and talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to have that conversation where it's like, wow, did you see the mechanical floating like well in the sky?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that. Did you see like the knockoff, I don't know, lightsaber or something that so and so?
No.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I want to have that discussion where
again,
where those little things are occurring, but we would probably never experience them individually because we've taken different story routes.
Yeah,
and we've made different choices. I really want that to be a thing in this game.
But I don't want it to turn into, oh, I heard about this thing on a leak on YouTube, and I'm going to go looking for it, because then I'm just like, well, what a waste of time.
Yeah.
So that's coming out, and that's very close now.
It's very, very. What is the date again? Remind our listeners.
December 10th.
December 10th.
December 10th is when that game comes out.
Oh, wow. It's less than a month, man. It's less than a month.
Yeah, so close. I'm going to play it on. I've decided I'm going to play it on PC.
What?
Yep.
Right.
I bought a brand new monitor for it.
Right. So anyway, I'm done.
No, I think I'm going to play on PC this time.
Yeah.
I think I can't play on PS5. And I think I want to keep them load times down.
I hear that.
And I just think I'm still going to, hopefully I can still play it on the controller.
Yeah.
But
it's going to look and feel super nice on PC as well.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
So that's kind of what's been going on recently.
Yeah.
I've got nothing else. So we'll keep this episode short, but I have a question for you.
A question for me?
So you know how last week we were talking about games that would make good shows?
Yeah.
Briefly.
Uh-huh.
This is a brief topic.
Very brief topic.
What, it came into my head before we started.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there would be any TV shows or movies that would make good games?
That would make good games?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Has there been a game of The Thing?
Yeah, there is.
Is there a game of The Thing?
Yeah.
No, actually, no. We've spoken about that.
Yeah,
No, I think we touched on that before.
And there's so many variations of that as well.
Yeah. I suppose there is.
Among Us is like one.
Among Us, yeah, for sure. I don't know. What about? Do you know what? What about? Okay. What was the name?
You got this.
No. Hold on. Let me remember the name. It was based off of an old film, and there's like a series of it now, and it's in its third season. And Anthony Hopkins was in the first season, and it's about the bloody robots that he makes. Westworld. That's the word I was.
You think that'd make a good video game? I could see it.
I think that it might. Do you know why? Do you know why it would make a good video game?
Go on.
In my opinion, because with the series, forget the film. Even though the film is great and everybody should watch it.
The original
film, which oh god, I can't remember what year. It could have been 79, but don't quote me. But feel free to correct me in the comments.
Yeah.
The reason why that would make a good video game, in fact, an exceptional video game, is because it has different worlds to it.
What style would you play it in?
How do you mean?
Well, like, would it be third person, first person?
Do you know what?
Fixed camera, over the shoulder. RTS.
I feel as though it would be. Do you know what? It would
isometric.
It would be third person for me.
Nice.
It would be third person, like in that Witcher sort of Red Dead Redemption 2 sort of style.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It'll be very, very much that. And I think as it's gone into it could be going into its fourth season now. I haven't checked in with it in a while. But I know that it's been traversing different worlds. So so the first season starts out in the West, like the Wild West world. And then since then, I think I was hearing that it goes into kind of like an old feudal Japan era.
Oh, wow.
Again, guys and girls, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I haven't actually watched that season yet. But I think because of that, that could make a really interesting video game, I think.
For sure.
I'm not sure how
it'd be it'd be interesting to see how they would write something like that.
Well, yeah, this is what I was going to say. Like, I wouldn't sure how the protagonist would fit, or how you would write the protagonist as such to kind of inhabit that world and interact with it, and what their goal would be. But I think it could be very, very interesting in the open world kind of
setting.
sense.
Yeah, cool. All right.
You know what I mean? What about you?
I've got an easy one.
Oh, yeah?
Mandalorian.
Mando.
I think Mandalorian would make an epic game.
Mando, yeah?
Make an epic game.
Why? Talk to me.
Because it just has everything. It's got clear, like, missions.
Yeah.
You've got the battle mechanics are already there.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, the style of play. They did have an old game for the 2 called Bounty Hunter, which was played from the perspective of that character.
Yeah.
But I think it would be great to have something that's Mando related.
Yeah.
Kind of like verticality.
Yeah.
Cover-based shooter.
Yeah.
Ah, man,
Mando's brilliant though, isn't it?
You know, and having like the child in it, and I think it would be great. I think having like clear missions, or even if you did something that was like not about him, but in a way that was like you had a hub that you're a bounty hunter and you take missions and you're from Mandalore and you go off. Oh man, I would.
I would play the crap out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
That actually sounds really, really good.
So I think cool. that would be a great game to play, and I think it's actually quite an easy answer.
Yeah,
I would play the life out of a Mandalorian video game.
Yeah, no, I second that.
I think in terms of others, I think if you had a Silent Hill style Bly Manor, Haunting of Hill House. What do you think? You've seen it though. I haven't seen the new one. I've seen them
both twice now.
Do you think that would work?
God help me, I love those shows. I mean, I don't want to blow it up too much, but guys and girls, you should watch those 2 shows.
But would that work?
Would it work?
As a setting, not as a 1-to-1. So don't think that when we say like what TV shows would make, I don't think a 1-to-1 split.
Right.
What I mean is like the house. Like it would be
environmental wise,
in terms of a theme, an environment, a story within that world, a story within that universe. Because a 1-to-1 is no one would play it because they've already seen it. So something that would be like it's set in that environment, it's set in that world. Maybe it's canon to allude before or after.
Wow,
I think that
I'm glad you asked.
Do you think it would work?
I think it would work. Because Hill House and Bly Manor have a lot of interesting nuances about it. And not only that, but it has interesting nuances pertaining to each character. Now, it doesn't have to be 1-to-1, but you could take those nuances and apply them to a first-person style game.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
A way.
Yeah.
I think for Bly Manor and Hill House, it would work so much more. It'll be kind of like PT in a sense.
Okay. Wow.
In that sense, but it probably wouldn't be as intense as that.
Yeah.
But you could still work the nuances and the things that the characters experience in Bly Manor and Hill House and work them into a first-person game, and it would be dynamite. I reckon it'd be sick, actually.
So there you go. So we went from no to an absolute yes.
Yeah. Resounding yes.
Wow, okay. Fair enough. I'm trying to think of other things that I would play. I mean,
what, you won't play my Westworld? What are you saying?
I'll play your Westworld.
Yeah. I was just making sure.
I'll play the game. I'll play your game. I'm trying to think of other things. Like, obviously, going off the back of the Evil Dead, I think Ash vs. the Evil Dead would be interesting.
That would be an interesting shooter.
A shooter.
It would just be. It'll be Doom.
But do it like while. Yeah, it would be Doom, wouldn't it? It would absolutely be Doom.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something a bit more kind of. I mean, anime. You can make a game out of any of them, but like.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think that counts. I think it has to be like clear TV shows.
It has to be clear TV shows. Something that's got like that's something extra to it that you can say, yeah, I can take that, put that in the game, it'll be done,
and that would work.
But off the top of my head, I mean, what else have I been watching recently?
Because everything we watch is either already a game.
Yeah.
Or it's really obvious, like Star Wars or something like that. Like I said, Mando is a really obvious one.
Yeah, and I'm going through Clone Wars at the moment, which is just awesome.
Yeah.
But no, aside from that, it's I'm not too sure. It's kind of slim pickings out there for
at the moment. I mean, you can go back. I think they already made we don't talk about it anymore, but Game of Thrones, they already did a Telltale about.
Sorry, what was that word?
Yeah, we don't talk about it. And it's interesting. What do you think it takes to make a good game from something like a TV show? In my opinion, it has to be characters in the world itself.
Yeah.
Because you can't take you could turn anything into a game.
Yeah.
But something that would be, have strong pull.
Yeah.
Mechanically and have an interesting premise.
Yeah, I mean it's all of those things, and you kind of have to do the due diligence with the fan service as well to kind of make it feel like they're inhabiting that world, even if it's not the exact same thing that they've watched in Bly Manor or whatever. But to make them feel that they are part of that world, that they are inhabiting that world, and they're having to make their way through it, then yeah, it's definitely that.
Has to be something. I mean, I want to play like a Ghost of Tsushima style. Now that I've played that game, Dororo and Shampoo.
Do you know what?
We haven't finished these.
We haven't finished Dororo yet. What are we doing?
I know. But I think having like not an anime kind of like a cartoony look, but like a serious horror Dororo game.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, for sure.
For those who don't know, Dororo is an anime. It's amazing.
What is it about?
Oh God, Dororo is about a man that sacrifices. He's in charge of his land.
Yeah,
and he sacrifices his child to replenish the land and make it prosperous.
Yeah.
However, the demons take all of the child's arms, legs, eyes, skin, voice, and then basically the dad kind of like discards the child, thinking it won't survive.
Yeah.
And the child does, and this man who builds prosthetic legs on battlefields finds the child and raises the child.
Yeah.
But he wears a mask because he has no skin. He wears a mask, so he looks like he has a porcelain face. And then he realizes as he slays these demons that took these body parts from him, he
starts getting bits.
He gets the bits back, and it is really quite visceral.
It's very, very visceral, very, very dark.
Yeah, because he's blind, dumb, and deaf.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. He's deaf, dumb, and blind.
Deaf, dumb, and blind.
Yeah.
And the first time he gets his hearing back, it's too much for him. When he gets his voice back, he doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating look into because he can only see intent, can't he?
He can only see intent, yeah.
So and anyway, not to spoil it, but you should definitely check it out. It's definitely worth it. And that was something I would love to see as a game, but done in a very serious way.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's it.
I agree.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice little,
nice and tidy.
Nice little tidy 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed hanging out with us.
We need to do a battle shots.
Oh, battle shots. All right, I got one.
Oh wow. Okay, here we go.
I got one.
Wow, I wasn't ready for that.
Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell.
Don't even. Just don't. What? All right, go on then.
Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Or no, because we've done Solid Snake so many times.
Yeah, we have. Come out.
I don't want to do that one.
All right.
Okay,
but
fine.
You're still going to use Sam Fisher.
Sam Fisher's still in there.
Right.
So find me a Sam Fisher-esque character that would be good in a battle shot.
Oh wow. Sam Fisher-esque character.
Or someone that you think could go up against it.
All right. Someone that could go up against Sam Fisher, I reckon, could be.
You're thinking of like stealth, action-y games.
I'm trying to go down that road without actually thinking of Snake, but
Snake is the only other one that rivals him.
Yeah, that's true.
I think, to be honest, you could probably do something like, I'm going to go out of left field and say Sam Fisher versus Lara Croft. The Tomb Raider versus the Military Man.
That silence you heard there was extreme pause for thought.
Uh-huh.
Because that's actually a good one.
It's a good one. I think Sam Fisher versus Lara Croft is an interesting one. And I'm talking about young Sam Fisher, not Blacklist Aftermath Sam Fisher.
Right.
I'm talking like, when he was like first around. Right. Oh, okay. You just sit there and keep let
me ponder it a little bit.
So there's, in terms of trauma, there isn't a huge amount of trauma.
We're not dealing with trauma. We're just dealing with.
Well, other than the obvious stuff on Lara's side.
Yeah.
I would say in terms of who's bigger and badder, I think Lara is way more risky.
Yes.
In terms of, she's fought supernatural elements.
Yeah.
She can go out into the jungle and survive.
True. Yeah. It's hard as nails. Lara.
She's pretty tough. And if you played the new trilogy, she has some really dark moments. She's about to drown, and
she gets chucked about a lot.
It's awful.
She gets.
Whereas Sam Fisher can sneak into the most impenetrable places against some of the hardest bastards on the planet.
Yeah, swear jar,
and take them out. And I think there is a good mix there.
No, I agree with you. And I think on that note, I would give it to Sam.
Ooh, controversial.
I'd give it to Sam. Do you know what?
I need to play a Splinter Cell. I might have to add that to my weeks list.
Yeah, for sure. Sam Fisher has always kind of, in a way, reminded me of Do you know what? He's kind of close to James Bond for me in a way.
Good one.
Yeah, in that he's really, there's just something uber slick about him, as opposed to Lara and as opposed to Snake.
Okay, well then if we said Sam Fisher versus James Bond, who would win? All right, I see your nonsense and I raise you.
Right. Oh my.
And we're talking Daniel Craig because this is the most recent.
Can't we have Roger Moore?
No.
Why can't we have Roger Moore?
Because it's my battle shots, bro.
Oh, is it like that? Oh, yeah. Right, okay.
I'll pick the characters right now.
Like,
you just tell me which one will win.
All right.
Is it going to be Daniel Craig's James Bond or Sam Fisher? The Pitbull Bond.
Yeah.
Or Sam Fisher?
Yeah, Sam Fisher, bro.
Really?
Yeah, mate. Because you know why?
It's only because you didn't get your way with Roger Moore, innit? That's exactly what this is.
I'm being petty.
Yeah.
All right, no. Let me think about it properly.
We know that Bond can drink.
He can drink, but can he hold his drink?
Yeah, well, I think he, especially Daniel Craig.
I don't know, because he's a bit more feral, this Bond, isn't it?
It is.
He's a bit more feral. So what happens when he gets one too many shaken, not stirred?
Bar rock.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's great. Bar fight. Who would win the bar fight between Sam Fisher and James Bond?
Oh, so is it bar fights now, not battle shots?
So it's battle shots that escalates into a bar fight. I would say if it was battle shots, I think Bond would win.
Right.
If it was bar fight, and we're talking Sam Fisher versus Badman Bond, that would be a hell of a fight. I don't know. I still want to say Bond.
If it was a bar fight, Sam Fisher.
Sam Fisher.
If it was a bar fight, I'm sorry. Sam, for me, even though I haven't had that much experience of him, he does seem to have a little bit more finesse.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He does seem to have a little bit more.
Certainly more flexible.
I mean,
with the splits on the
walls and that.
Yeah.
So,
I'll give you that. Well done. You win that round.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Have that one. We're going to have to start keeping score.
I think we might.
Season 3, we'll keep score. All right, guys. As always, amazing. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you for chilling.
50-something minutes.
Yep.
As always, you can find us on Instagram, tonesandthebiz. We haven't been incredibly active because pandemic, innit? So, hang out with us. Let us know what you're thinking. As always, let us know your thoughts.
Hit us up on the YouTubes as well. Any comments you want to share. And
battle shots, bar fights. We might have to start doing battle shots versus battle shots, bar fights.
It might have to be that,
I think probably for next season. Evolved into battle shots, bar fights.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We'll start coming up with new stuff.
That's gonna be wild.
Battle shots, bar fights.
I've already got 2 ready, but I'm gonna save that for later.
Great news. So you look forward to that. Moving forward, we'll be doing battle shots and bar fights.
Yeah.
So as always, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll hope to see you next week.
All right, take it easy.
Later.
Bye.